When people think of Africa, most people think of Nigeria or South Africa as the big players, which is partially true in modern times, but Ethiopia has been playing on a completely different level for over 2,000 years. See, Ethiopia already existed as a major state in ancient times. At the same time, Rome was rising to control the Mediterranean. While empires were rising and collapsing, Ethiopia just kept going. It traces its history back to the Aksumite Empire, one of the great powers of the ancient world. Aksum traded with Rome, Persia and India, and even made its own coins when most places didn't have money yet. Ethiopia was also one of the first Christian countries in the world around the 4th century, before most of Europe had even heard of Christianity. And unlike most of Africa, Ethiopia kept its own writing system, not because other African countries didn't have writing, many did, but Ethiopia is the only country in Africa that never stopped using its own ancient script. Nearly 2,000 years later, they still use it today. Not Latin, not Arabic, their own writing system. And it's the only country in Africa that beat a European empire during colonization and stayed independent. But here's the part that most people outside of Africa don't know. Ethiopia didn't just inspire African, it inspired black people around the world. In the Caribbean, in the US, in Brazil, Ethiopia became a symbol of black freedom. Marcus Garvey told black people to look to Africa, and Ethiopia was the proof that freedom was possible. When Haile Selassie became emperor, people in Jamaica believed he was the Messiah. That's where Rastafarianism comes from. Even reggae culture traces back to Ethiopia surviving colonization. Egypt comes categorically close, but Egypt lost its original language, lost its script, lost its religion, and lost its old culture. Today, Egypt speaks Arabic, identifies as Arabs, and hieroglyphs are basically museum language. Ethiopia never lost its civilization. It didn't just survive colonization, it survived history.